Всем привет фанатам биатлона. Сегодня чемпионат мира. Женщины. Новое место на Моравии, Кто же окажется сильнейшим из девушек в спринте? Итак, ребят, первая стартует Тули Тамингас из Эстонии. Борьба сегодня будет очень накаленной. Так, старт начинается. Второй номер — это Джулия Симон из Франции. Что же она покажет, какой результат на данный момент?
I'm not convinced that this is a good start position for Simone today. I think lacking the race around her giving.
Стадион заполнен полностью, ребят, посмотрите, сколько народу. Полный аншлаг, как говорится. Туман даже есть. Юлия Джима, третий номер из Украины. Стартует. Это девушка из Киева. По четвертым номерам Анна Ганлер, Австрия. Посмотрите, какой вид. Под пятым номером Луи Жимано из Франции. Тоже может хороший результат сегодня показать. Посмотрим.
Medalist in 26. What I haven't told you is what position I think they're going to come in. But I think if I put some money on those three getting on the podium, and the odds allowed me to not specify, I'd still make a few bob. Yep.
Ханоберг под шестым номером. Из Швеции. Старт. Давайте посмотрим первую отсечку. Джулия Симон. 4,9 выигрывает у Тули Тамингас. Уже набирает ход. Валентина Димитрова из Болгарии под седьмым номером.
You have to understand that we know and the athletes know that there are only a certain number who have the skis.
Это фанаты Норвегии. Каролин Овстак-Кнотен стартует из Норвегии.
In the prone and the stand, and produced the third fastest time on her leg. So medals a possibility, but certainly an outsider.
She really did race punch above her fighting weight, I think, and the other three probably.
Янина Хетик-Вальц из Германии под девятым номером. Что же покажут германские девушки? Сейчас должна стартовать Анна-Мария Лампич под пятым номером Луи Жимано. проходит отсечку, проигрывает 1 секунду. Старт Анны-Марии Лампич. В спринте может побороться Анна-Мария. Есть все шансы, если хорошо отстреляет Анна-Мария Лампич. Эльвира Оберг под 11 номером. Mixed relay in, she was the third fastest on her leg, beaten by Julie Simon, beaten by Tandrevold. В синей майке лучший юный спортсмен. Посмотрите, какой вид. Получается, как будто бы рядом с Эльвирой Оберг бежит. С Ханной Оберг рядом, как будто бы бегут. Прям вечернее время. Посмотрите, ребят, как красиво. Because a world championships in particular, you're standing in the start zone for much longer than you would otherwise be. Лена Хекке-Гросс из Швейцарии по 13 номерам. Надеюсь, этот номер принесет ей удачу. For so many reasons, but one of the weaknesses with Novo Mesto is how far it is from the track that you're allowed to use to warm up on to the start area. So you have Толита Мингас уже подходит к стрельбе, и мы видим, что тут туман. Это очень плохо для стрельбы. И сегодня будет очень тяжело стрелять спортсменкам. Из-за этого тумана, конечно же. И тут же подходит Джулия Симон. Толита Минго с первым выстрелом, вторым попадает. Чисто. Чисто Толита Мингас. Джулия Симон, смотрим. Первым попала, вторым чисто, третьим чисто, четвертым чисто, пятым чисто. 10 секунд уже выигрывает. Быстро стреляла. Молодец. И у Джулии Симон есть шансы показать хороший результат. 16 секунд выигрывает. Юлия Джима будет стрелять на Алёшке. Первый попала. Второй попала. Медленно стреляет. Третий попала. Четвертый. Но главное, точно будет проигрывать, конечно же, Джулия Симон. Анна Гандлер из Австрии. Первая стрельба. Важно стрелять чисто. Чисто Анна Гандлер. Молодец. Молодая австрийка. Сейчас выходит на второе место, получается. На 12 секунд проигрывает. Луи Шимано стреляет. Чисто.
Пока все не так уж и плохо. На второе место Шимано выходит. Ханна Оберг. Ханна чисто. Есть все шансы. Есть шанс у Ханны Оберг. 2 секунды и 6 проигрывает. 60-х. 2 секунды 60-х. Жюстин Брасса-Буше выходит на старт. Сегодня важно показать все свои лучшие качества стрельбы и хода, потому что это главный старт года для участниц. Каролин Овстагнат-Кнотен из Норвегии подходит к первой стрельбе.
The two Urberg sisters, who at that point are in second and third place.
That is incredible. That's after 1.6, so she's got another kilometre to go. And at that sort of speed, Ian, she can afford to hit 9 out of 10 and still think in terms of winning.
That was very nearly a miss from Knotten there. Went high and clipped. Certainly enough of the bullet.
Чисто, но был габарит. Последним выстрелом повезло. Вот проигрывать Каролин Овстагнат-Кнотен.
Has the advantage at the moment, and with Simon going clear in, it puts a massive amount of pressure on the big names starting after her, which is just about all of them. It is all of them. Lampitz, keep an eye on Lampitz's targets. She's the quickest in.
Let's hope she's not the first to miss, and she is. That was predictable. What a shame.
Oh, and again,
Анна-Мария Лампич мажет.
3 of the 5 are down. She could afford 1 miss. She certainly couldn't afford 2.
2 промаха.
Dream of gold, I think, has gone very early on in the race. Elvira Urberg now. Hannah is through. Did I get them mixed up? I have a feeling I did. Anyway, this is Elvira. Hannah Urberg in
Elvira Urberg.
just 0.6 down. Good start. Much better skiing from her.
That's close.
That was very close. Nothing she can do about the sides.
Пока чисто.
That was human error. That one's in the middle.
Compare the
And
speed.
again.
It's so much slower than Simone.
Watch for the time. Is she over 30? Yes, 33.5, and valuable seconds given away when she came in. Elvira Urberg was 8 seconds down on Lampitz, but she was 2 seconds up on Simon.
4 место. Ингрид Ландмарк, Андре Вольт стартует и в синей, и в красной майке. Лотте Ли из Бельгии. Промах. 1 промах у Лотте Ли.
And of the 11 athletes through, 9 have hit 5 out of 5, and the shooting
Лена Хейки-Гросс.
at any time this season. Lena Heikki-Gross. Well, she must have been thinking in terms of gold medals, having won in Antol.
Промах есть у Лены Хейки-Гросс. И уже проигрывает.
She was in 22 seconds down on Lampitz time. Lampitz has actually blown it all apart. Maybe we should refer to Elvira Urberg as the race leader.
I think if we can do that and
Anna Makam.
there's no way she's likely to come back from an extra 300 meters, and chances are
Лампич проигрывает 47,4.
But I'm sure that will have been the decision that she made with the coaching staff. Let's go all out, and if we can get a win at World Championships, nothing else would matter in the whole season.
41,7 проигрывает Лена Хейки-Гросс.
Heikki-Gross, she swings that left arm much further across the body than many others. May have just been because she was taking that left-hand corner. Now, this is an important moment.
Джулия Симон подходит к стойке.
Best of the mixed relay by a long, long way. It was absolutely sensational. Once she gets going, she does not stop. Here we go.
Чисто Джулия Симон. Как с пулемета, как кто-то мне в комментарии написал, стреляет Джулия Симон. И сейчас она не подвела свою команду. Это заявка на победу, мне кажется, у Джулии Симон. Доротея Вирер стреляет из Италии. Тоже быстро, но уже по скорости проигрывает Доротея.
Vera, her time coming in very slow, 30 seconds down on Lampitz.
22,9. Скорости нет. Ванесса Войкт стреляет из Германии. Пока чисто. Чисто Ванесса. Но по скорости проигрывает. Слабо 18,1. Франциска Пройс подходит к первой стрельбе. А Жимано стреляет в стойку. Пока чисто. Промах Жимано. Франциска Пройс чисто. На дошке. Франциска Пройс сейчас выйдет на третье, на четвертое место выходит Франциска. Ханна Оберг на заключительной стрельбе на стойке. Пока чисто. Выцеливает. Промах. Браза Буше промах. Through the first shoot here, and I don't know if you saw her targets. I have a feeling I saw one left standing. Yes, she's broken left onto the penalty loop. So Breza Boucher not in the sort of form we saw just before Christmas and just after Christmas in Oberhof. So Erberg проходит штрафной круг Ханна. Massive margin. Ребят, подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, если вам нравится такой контент. Если вы любите биатлон, любите его смотреть. Лиза Витоци подходит к первой стрельбе и проигрывает просто ужасные цифры, 20 секунд. Скорости нет вообще у Лизы Витоци. Кнотен промах. Второй промах Кнотен. Хетик Вальц промах. Второй промах. Третий промах. Три промаха. Хетик Вальц. Анна-Мария Лампич подходит к стрельбе, но тут показывает Ингрид Ландмарк Тандревольд. А, нет, даже показывает Эльвира Оберг. И в квадрате показывает Тандервольд.
Her sister got the first three and missed the fourth one.
Technical issue with the loading there. Will have thrown her out of her rhythm. Never a good thing. You need to regroup.
Tandrevold 4 out of 4, 5 out of 5. She's still in the running.
Чисто Тандервольд, промах Эльвира.
Elvira Öberg misses 4 as well. A penalty for her, and Sweden are not likely to.
Ландмарк Тандервольд, смотрим. На первом месте 1,5.
She's going to have to shoot exceptionally fast in the stand if she's going to match Julia Simon, and she needs to take maybe 10 seconds out of Simon on the second loop
Julia
as well as
Simon
the first loop, and that is
бежит на финиш.
Well, it's good for Tandrevold at this point. Of course, I think if Tandrevold overthinks this and then as a result
Хочет она сегодня победить. Все шансы есть.
Anything that makes Tandrevold happy, and at the moment Julia Simon is doing everything she possibly can to make her unhappy and stressed.
50 meters to go for Simon.
Арни Клев. Юни Арни Клев стреляет. Промах первым же выстрелом.
That is going to be tough to beat. Is the pursuit world champion from last year going to become the sprint world champion this year? It's looking very
один промах
for
у Юни Арни Клев.
Tandrevold is looking good after the first shoot. Hannah Öberg, we know, missed on the second shoot, so she is out of it. I'm just wondering whether Preutz, who's 9 seconds down, whether she might do something.
Well, I think we've got a
Лена Хеки-Гросс на стрельбе. Промах. 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 Третий промах. 4 промаха, это все. Идалин стреляет на Лёшке.
Her ski speed is fantastic. She's only 14 seconds outside Brézard-Boucher. She is ahead of the Öberg. She's ahead of Julia Simon. And if she clears this,
Чистый Идалин.
I think it's going to be, what is it, low 30s in terms of time, 32.3. And Lien is competitive. Well,
Чемпионка Европы в этом году Идалин.
to go today and race for Norway. No Skogan racing today, no Johansson racing for Norway, despite the fact that at Sprint World Cup level they've both been in the top 10.
Доротея Вирер на стрельбе. Смотрим.
She was the best standing shot on the tour. That includes the men as well as the women. Lovely. That is how
Чисто Доротея.
Simon goes right to left. They both hit 5 in quick succession.
Ребят, кто хочет поддержать канал, ссылка на донат Алерс есть в описании. У кого есть желание. Ванесса Войк тоже проигрывает 35 секунд по скорости. Не тянет. И промах плюс к тому же. Последним выстрелом Лои Шимано второе место. 40 секунд проиграла. 48.
Wow. So it looks to me as if Tandrevold is the one athlete out there who might challenge Julia Simon. And Tandrevold has gone through 3.3 with a lead of 5 seconds. She's taken
Франциска Пройс на стрельбе.
That is sort of the margin we're looking at.
Промах. Один промах у Франциски. Ханнеберг на финише.
When she does, well, she's just so hard to beat. And I think Tandrevold, well, I really do hope I'm eating my words later.
Предварительно третье место.
Overall, not the speed that Simon shoots at. Bronze medal position for Hannah Öberg at the moment.
Жостин Бразабуше на стрельбе. Может побороться, если попадет.
20 seconds on Simon. on this second lap. She's chasing the game, which is so hard to do.
Чисто, Жюстин. И будет борьба против Симон. А время уже пошло. Отыграет ли она эти секунды по скорости? 13 секунд нужно отыграть. Так, после второй стрельбы. Первое место Джулия Симон, Жюстин Браза-Буш второе, Луи Жимано третий, все Франция.
You know, the scriptwriters, after the issues that they had in the summer months, the rivalry is almost unbearable, but it is going to keep this race alive. We're still waiting for
Лиза Витоци подходит ко второй стрельбе.
The second shoot at 5K, and Tanrevold now only 2 seconds ahead of Simon, so she's lost a little bit of time on the big climb after the tunnel. Vitozzi, 5 out of 5 in the pro. Can she match that in the stand? Italy's only chance today.
Пока чисто. Но даже с нулями побороться за тройку сильнейших она не сможет. Эльвира бежит на финиш.
And from the look on Elvira Erberg's face, Ian, this last loop is painful.
Yeah, she doesn't look comfortable, does she?
Hannah Erberg sitting on 106. I think it's going to be the elder sister who has the honours today. It will be. And Elvira goes into fourth slot.
Четвертое место Эльвира. Проиграла даже своей сестре. Ингрид. Промах. 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 Все, перечеркнула все ожидания. Лотели с одним промахом тоже 2 минуты проигрыш.
Lotte Lee, she could well get herself in, she should get herself into the top 20 today. Lives in Lillehammer, races for Belgium of course, but like so many of the minor nations, you move to where they know the sport best. So Lillehammer, a great base for her, and nearly 2 minutes outside the leading time of 20:07.
Ida Leon just come through the 4.1 kilometer point. So far, no penalties. 8 seconds off the pace. Now looking more likely to be the Norwegian hopeful, given that she's probably number 4 in the team. That is a good position to be in.
Tanrevold will be very glad that nowadays the World Championship races do not count for World Cup points. Otherwise, her lead in the overall World Cup would disappear today, especially with Brazard-Boucher and Simon producing outstanding races. So 1:29 down thanks to those 3 misses. Dorothea Vera, she is the comeback queen when it comes to a pursuit race. But it's going to be a margin of what, 1:30, something like that?
Yep. I think both Dorothea Vera and Vitozzi both have shot clear today, and we would expect Vitozzi to outski Vera, but they are now in a reasonably good position going into
Идалин, первый быстрый промах,
Here's Ida
второй
Leon, she's missed the
попадает,
first shot.
третий промах,
Pushed the pace, I think. She's doing a Tanrevold.
четвертый промах.
Tanrevold got 2 of the 5, and Lien gets 2 of
Три
the 5.
промаха и Далин.
That's what happens when you
Все
put
надежды
pressure, and that
разрушены.
is why an early start is not always a bad thing. When you perform like Julia Simon, everyone else has been chasing her all day long, and she had 0 pressure.
It's astonishing, isn't it? She really did send a very, very loud message out around the course, which of course seems to have affected everyone in the range.
Yeah. Interesting today, Ian, watching the Junior World Championships in Planica, the cross-country skiing. Number 2 won out of a field of 107. It was a long, long day. And it looks as though the same is going to happen here today in the World Championships in Planica. This is Vanessa Voch now. What's her shooting been? She has the best shooting score. She actually missed one today.
Yep, and that time not really showing the benefit you get from just one miss. I think Vanessa Buck looked really tired in the pursuit the mixed relay the other day.
Now keep your eyes on the camera. Here comes Breza Boucher. She has 30 seconds to make up. She has not managed it. So Simon stays as the leader. Undoubtedly is going to be the winner here today. Breza Boucher in silver medal position. I think she looked pretty safe there. And sitting down in 3rd place at the moment is Lou Jean Monod. A 1-2-3 for France at the moment. The Norwegians have shot themselves out of contention. Davidova, where is she lying at the moment? Just trying to pick up on her performance.
Ingrid, 13 место.
Germany in 4th place with Preutz. The Urberg sisters are 5 and 6. Dorothea Vera, actually give Vera credit. She's in 7th position at the moment. And she will certainly think that a podium is possible in the pursuit.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at the times, Patrick. It just shows you how fast the French girls are today, because 4th place, Preutz, at the finish, over a minute down. That is going to be a huge gap for the French girls going into the pursuit on Saturday.
Yeah, Tandrevold, as we know, came out of the range a long, long way down on the best. Just trying to pick up on her performance as we see Lisa Vitozzi, 10 out of 10, and you would have expected Vitozzi to be challenging for top 3.
No, проигрывает минуту.
Skiing well there. I don't understand where she lost that 30 seconds.
I'm wondering whether she had a fall on that first lap, because a fall at the bottom of the downhill before the next uphill is worth 25 to 35 seconds. That would explain it. We may well hear afterwards, but now at 48, the medals are gone. Preutz sitting at 105. I think she is going to be very, very close to that. She's got some 50 meters to go, should be inside. So Vitozzi is going to keep her hopes alive for the pursuit, but no medals for Italy today. 106 the margin. In fact, just misses out on Preutz's time, as you saw, and finishes a fraction, half a second clear of Hannah Urberg. That wasn't easy. That magic form we saw at the start of the season seems to have gone at the most important stage of the season.
Schneider. Promo.
Oh, bad start for Schneider, way off the target, low left.
Well, with so many athletes hitting 5 out of 5 in the pro, Ian, slightly surprised that at the moment, with 22 finished, we've only got 3 who've hit 10 out of 10.
Mira
is one of them, Vitozzi is another, so 2 out of the Italian team, and Julia Simon.
Минуту 30 проигрывает.
So Davidova, local star, 2 in the stand position. Going to be way, way down. 140 starting the pursuit on Sunday.
10 место.
Top 10 at the moment.
Предварительно.
Has not had much joy so far this season. Davidova, remember she was the individual world champion in Fukuoka And many people the next season saying she was the one to watch for the Crystal Globe, winning the overall World Cup. How does Tandrevold feel? She was so competitive, and I think of all the athletes out there, she is the one that rose to the bait that Julia Simon dangled in front of them.
Absolutely. In a way, she didn't have a choice, but in some ways, you have to just decide. I think when Simon produces the very best result she can produce, I think you then stop competing with Simon and you start competing with yourself and make sure you don't ruin your own race, which is exactly, I think, what Tandrevold has done today.
That's a big ask of any athlete, but to ask that of the World Cup leader.
Yeah, well, I think that Tandrevold just doesn't quite have the head yet. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, she's only got 6 wins in her career, and yet she's leading the World Cup, and that's because she often second, third, fourth place, keep delivering those results, and you do lead the World Cup.
Yeah, no, you've doubled her number of wins. She's only got 3 in her career so far, and of course a couple of them coming this season. She doesn't get one today, and Tandrevold in 14th, 1:56 off. She will feel her chances of medals in the pursuit have gone already. Wow, it really is double jeopardy, isn't it, when it comes to the sprint and the pursuit in biathlon, unless, of course, you finish in the top 3. And it's looking more and more like a clean sweep for the French. They are on top of the table. Now, remember, last year, Ian, 11 events, Norway won 8 of them.
Yes.
Десятое место юниорами КФ. Предварительно заняла.
Yeah, why not?
What a crowd, and what a race they've seen. The only problem is, perennial problem with biathlon, is that the best have come and gone. We will not see anyone challenge that leading time of Julia Simon. What we will do, though, is pick up on later starters who have gone well in the early stages. We've got 26 finishers, so we're looking for anyone with a start number higher than 26. Sophie Chauveau, guess from where? France. She has gone into 4th at 5.6, so she could add to the French joy. They've got 5 athletes. They didn't need 5. They've got all 3 medals at the moment, and Chauveau could well get 5th position. She's got 8 seconds to make up on Jean Monod.
Yep, and the 5th member of the French team, Ginny Richard, well, if she has a good day, well, I mean, we're used to seeing this on the men's cross-country World Cup scene with Norway taking all sort of 5 or 6 places.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether the French have got a secret with the skis, because in the relay, that's pretty much the first thing they say. I know they always say my skis were fantastic, but they did say we were going past the Germans without any problem at all on the downhill sections. And you know, when a whole team does well like this, and they've missed targets, you know the skis are brilliant.
That's right, and to be fair, the German skis didn't look that bad. There was a point when I saw Norath going downhill, and whoever he was with at the time certainly wasn't gaining any ground on him, so the French must have had extremely good skis.
Chauveau has, from 8 seconds down on Jean Monod, has got that to within 5, and she's got through 5.8, so she's got plenty of time to chase down that bronze medal. Lou Jean Monod, I'd love to see a picture of her in the stadium, because she will be watching the big screen and watching her teammate make advances over the closing stage. She's still got the big climb to come, which has killed off a lot of challenges so far today. Anna Magnusson across the line, she's gone into 13th place, as you saw, 144 down. There are your top 8. There are your top 8. I think there could only be a couple of changes. Sophie Chauveau is the most likely. Sophie Chauveau will certainly push Vera out of the top 8. Well, slightly earlier than usual, I think, excuse me, we're going to have a quick word with Julia Simon, the leader, the winner, no doubt. She says no one was expecting her to do well, but she knew she had a chance. She said she was trying really hard to go for 10 out of 10. Her feeling wasn't perfect. And she said, it's a fantastic result for her, and she's taking a huge amount of pleasure out of the fact that the whole team are on a roll. They certainly are. France at the moment in 1, 2 and 3, and if you go back to 6.6k, they're in 1, 2, 3 and 4. Vitozzi is the best of the rest in 5 back there, and I think Vitozzi is certainly going to be pushed down a slot. Now the margin between Jean Monod and Chauveau, Ian, is down to 2.7 seconds, and she's got, what, just under 800 meters to go.
I hate to say it, Patrick, but well, actually I don't know. I think Lou Jean Monod, she's the, if anyone was going to beat her that's left out on the track, she would want it to be either Chauveau or Richard, one of her teammates, and I think she'll be smiling, a little nervous, but also enjoying watching Chauveau.
It has to hurt. It has to hurt. The gap is still at 2.8, and in the last 400 meters, Chauveau has lost a couple of seconds to Jean Monod. She is going to have to put in a very, very tough shift in the last 400 meters. Remember the climb up into the stadium. This is it. This is her last chance. 2.8 seconds to gain. Still looking very, very fluent on the ski, but there's got to be a sprint at some stage if she's going to close that gap down on Jean Monod, her teammate, who's sitting in the bronze medal position. 150 to go now for Sophie Chauveau. It wasn't the perfect shoot, but she's had plenty of time to make up for that miss in the prone position. Now she comes into the last 100 meters. The gap is 40. She's got 5 seconds to close 50. It's not going to happen. I think Jean Monod is going to survive in the bronze medal position, but only by fractions of a second. It was a valiant, valiant effort. She goes number 4, but you have to give her credit, Ian. She dug so deep. From 8 seconds, she got the gap down to 2.
Yeah, and Jean Monod is on good skiing form right now, so that is very, very impressive from Chauveau. I'm trying to see now, has Ginny Richard started? She starts number 78, 17:59, so she's 2 minutes into her race. Let's see if we can get a sense of where she is out on the course, because right now the focus for the French team has shifted from the 4 athletes that are holding the first 4 positions to getting Richard into that 5th slot. Wouldn't that be something quite spectacular for France?
Yeah, I think Richard is going to have to shoot 10 out of 10 to manage that. Interesting that the only one in the top 5 so far is to shoot clear is Simon, which is why she has a decent lead over everyone apart from Brézard-Boucher. Brézard-Boucher, when we have a look at the analysis later, I think she'll have got the fastest track time. Nice shooting from Verleinen. 44 is Fiber Bendika of Latvia. Now, this is what we needed to see from Sophie Chauveau.
Oh, yes, that is so good, isn't it? Yep.
Everyone has 10 seconds of sprint in them. It doesn't matter how bad you feel, that 10 seconds of sprinting is still there.
To have that kind of limb speed and cope with the pain and to hold your technique together while you're putting that much effort into it, your technique tends to fall apart when you push that hard, but Bendika is skiing superbly into the finish.
Yeah, she's got herself in the 5th place, which I think is where she's going to stay. Kreutzer at 105. That's a wonderful, wonderful run. I do apologise, we didn't really pick up on that performance well enough. She missed as well, so she has skied out of her skin to perform that time. Are we seeing the tracks a little bit quicker later on in the race? It is a possibility. Excellent, excellent. There aren't words to describe how difficult it is to do that in front of 20,000 of your own fans.
Yep, especially when you've already skied an extra 300 meters for the first visit. In some ways, though, it sort of takes the pressure off. You look and think, well, my average in a sprint is 1 or 2. I've already missed those, so I'm likely to hit the next 5. Of course, the science doesn't back that up, but the psychology seems to work.
Again, looking for later starters. We've seen Bendika come in. Dimitrenko hasn't done too badly so far. She was in 17th place after that first shoot. 5 out of 5 could be worth the top 10.
Very disciplined. That was good.
Yeah, really good shooting. Sophie Chavot at 43. Well, she's got cause to be nervous now. Is she going to be able to break up the French domination? 46, 3 seconds to do it. It's possible, but we do know that Chavot went really hard for the first 1.5 kilometers on her first lap. So I expect to see that gap grow rather than shrink. But you never quite know how she's going to respond to the news that she gets. And having shot 10 out of 10 in, she's been a little bit slower over the snow than the French so far this evening. Petrenko of Ukraine, 30 seconds of filling the lungs with fresh Czech air. That should put things right. Have a look at that. The tricolor. 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 5 athletes out there. One is yet to finish. Still no real news. Richard is yet to go through the first chute, but it won't be long. Number 72 has gone through. Belina. Richard started 78, so 3 minutes or so. Here she is. Here she is. Well, she's ahead of schedule. That's not a bad ski, to be honest.
No, look at that time.
Wow. She will be very aware that her teammates are up the top of the order. That may relax her.
She looks relaxed.
Slow exhale of air just to relax the body. 3 out of 3. 4 out of 4. This is going to be okay. Well, that's the perfect start. I think they're exhausted from celebrating so much already.
The kind of tired you want.
Yeah. So 21 seconds down. If she keeps that margin, she will find herself in the top 3. But I think she'll lose probably 20 seconds a lap on Julie Simon, the winner here. Drive home from Polona Klemencic of Slovenia, just trying to work out who the crowd are getting excited about. Last few meters for Klemencic.
25 место.
Just on the verge of the top 30, but I think she might just miss it. No, she squeezes in there ahead of Carrara, gained a good 1.5 seconds over the last 150 on the Italian. Yislava. Now listen to the response if these targets go down.
Pressure.
Yeah, difficult.
So difficult where the crowd, I mean, when you miss, you hear the dink of the miss and you fail to get a response from the crowd. And the air horn won't have helped with that concentration either. Here's Kuzmina.
Welcome back, just in time to see Anastasia Kuzmina, triple Olympic gold medalist, crossing the line, but that was a tough return to top-level biathlon racing. 3:02 the margin. She shot okay, to be honest. 8 out of 10 is not bad, but the ski speed isn't there, the stamina isn't there. There's lots and lots of work to do, and I guess we just wait and see what happens, whether she's going to make a big comeback for the next couple of seasons. Not easy. And it's not the fact that she started a family in, because we've seen Boucher, we saw Durand and Bear do it and start to win, be more successful than they were prior to having children. Because Mina, it's more a matter of the time she's been off.
That's right, and if you consider the athletes that you mentioned before that, they had to fight very hard just to get into the team, never mind perform well. The French, the Norwegians, whereas Mina hasn't, to be fair, had too much of a job to secure a place, at least a start place.
Yeah, but I don't think that Durand and Bear and Boucher ever stopped training.
No, you're right. They definitely didn't. We saw them roller skiing with bumps, didn't they? And then running with the baby shortly afterwards. And why not?
Well, they'll be very, very grateful of the extra days off. On a normal World Cup, sometimes they do 3 successive days of racing. Often they squeeze 3 into 4 days. They never get this luxury of race on, day off, race, day off, which they are afforded during the World Championships, quite rightly so. But it looks to me some of them might need more than the 48 hours to recover from their efforts. And this is their shortest race.
1 or 2 are looking tired. It's late into the season now. A lot of hard racing already done behind them, and this period in between the last World Cup they raced in and then the World Championships, sometimes just not enough to recover properly. Certainly doesn't seem to have been a problem to the French, though.
So who do you think is going to be the most disappointed in the finish? There are no Norwegians in the top 10. Anna Clive is the best, down in 12th position. Lien in 18th. Tandavold down in 21, the World Cup leader. So they will not be happy tonight. The French will be ecstatic with the top 4 and Julia Richard out on the course as well. But I don't think she's going to join the top 5. Will this result in a rise in form for the French men? If the French women's skis are good, the French men's skis are going to be good, and we certainly saw Jacqueline looking a lot better in the mixed relay.
Yeah, I think the mood in the French team will go up, and that always helps, doesn't it? And I think with the women, though, I think we're seeing Norway, to be fair, punching below their weight given what they've done so far this season. But when you consider the strength that they lost at the end of last season, it's not unusual to see Norway not on the podium in the first of the individual women's races this year.
Yeah. Roysland and Tyrell Eckhoff, who basically have been the medal hoarders over the last 3 or 4 years on the major championships. Both of them retiring in quick succession. Zaraskaite of Lithuania down in 42nd position, and will be starting the pursuit 3 minutes down. Now the pursuit is a 10K race. It's a 2-kilometer loop, and that 2 kilometers is only going to take them about 4:45, maybe 5 minutes.
Yep.
And so the time that Simone saves every time she visits the range, assuming she can continue to shoot well, as in hitting all the targets, she's going to take 20-25 seconds off the next person